Thanks for watching Blitz. I'm Brian Carter here at Habersham Central High School with Raiders head coach Benji Harrison. Coach, always appreciate your time, and I'm really excited. This is always my favorite time of year to be ready to kick off football season.
Yeah, no doubt. Appreciate you coming. We always look forward to it. When you show up, it means it's getting ready to get started.
Getting serious, right? Yeah. So how do you kind of block out the noise for your guys, and just what are you telling your guys to kind of just keep their heads down, do what you're doing, put in the work, and let the rest of the stuff take care of itself?
Yeah. We don't talk much about it. All we do is we talk about the things that we can control. And bottom line is, as of today, we're scheduled to kick it off on September 4th.
Yeah.
And I think Georgia High School is doing everything in their power to make that happen. So when you look at it that way, we're about 3 weeks away.
Yeah.
And we don't have time to worry about anything that we can't control. We got to worry about getting better each day. And our kids just come to work.
Yeah.
And it's been good.
Yeah, it's been really exciting. And speaking of excitement, there's a lot going on for your team. You got the quarterback carousel that's been going for years now, because you just keep cycling a new guy in that unfortunately you don't get to keep him for very long, but they move on to bigger things. But we all kind of had a hint that maybe it was going to be Pickett, Joshua Pickett, getting that quarterback spot this year. What was the whole process like in that competition, and how did that kind of settle itself out?
Yeah, well, we're still refing 3 different guys every day. And I know one thing at that position, you better have several guys prepared for it.
Yep.
But Josh has done tremendous. I mean, he's a really good athlete. He's played football for us ever since his freshman year, so he's no stranger to Friday nights. He started out as a quarterback early on in middle school. And we've just not had to put him back there due to different reasons. We need him in other positions. We've needed him ever since his freshman year. So I think he's excited about it. I think he is. He's a dynamic athlete. I expect him to have a really good year.
I do too, yeah. And we got to see little wrinkles of that last year. We saw him throw the ball a time or two, I think on a couple 2-point conversions, things like that. So he is a freak athlete, and one of those, when he gets some space, he's hard to stop. And another guy you have like that is Jackson Cloatra, and man, that kid has just seemed a drive, a determination like none we've seen in a while. But the two of them specifically, Pickett and Cloatra, how much of their drive and motivation kind of brings the rest of the team with them?
Well, we're fortunate this year. We've got a strong senior class, and it's kids that's played a lot of football since their sophomore year. So I know every coach says it and talks about how good his kids are. We got great kids.
Yeah.
These seniors like each other. They love playing the game. They get along really well. So when you take that dynamic onto the field with kids like Joshua and Jackson, I mean, just first of all, they're great kids. Unbelievable kids. And then they're really good playmakers.
Yeah.
And they've played a lot of football. And I think they're going to give people, along with some other guys, I feel like we've got some pretty good weapons that I'm looking forward to seeing play. And a few playing in different spots than they maybe usually have been. But I expect big things out of them too.
Yeah, and going back to with Pickett, it runs some at quarterback as well. It's just going to make it that much harder to stop you guys on offense. What can we expect to see out of that? Are we going to see more of a spread look with the opportunity to get Cloatra his carries too, or what are we seeing this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think we are who we are to a certain degree. But the thing about high school ball is you have to be willing to adapt to what you are every year.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what we want to be on paper. It's what we have and what we need to be. And I think obviously we've had to look at what we've done and tweak it to fit who we are. And obviously I think we should be able to run the football. But I think we'll be able to throw the football too. I think the two, you have to be able to do both. To be successful, I think you have to be able to run and pass. And I think we've got the capabilities to do both. But just at the end of the day, don't screw it up. Get the ball in the guys that need to be touching the ball and let them make plays.
Yeah, and I think that's going to happen. And let's look at the flip side of the ball. You got a lot of guys that really took big strides last year, made a name for themselves. So whether they like it or not, they're poised for even more attention on that side of the ball this year. What are you liking so far out of your defense?
I really like where we're at defense. We had to do some really we had to really see what we wanted to be and what our deficiencies were after last year. We feel like we understand that better. We feel like we know what our strengths are, and it goes back. It doesn't matter what we want to be. It's what our players are the best at.
Yeah.
And our job as coaches is to make sure that we're doing the things that give our kids the best chance to be successful. I think we've been really. I think the big thing defensively, we've turned them loose a little bit.
Yeah.
We're a lot more aggressive with how we're playing, and I think it fits the style that our kids want to play. I think it's obviously a lot of fun for them. They're flying around, and hopefully that'll end up being, making more plays.
Yeah, I think that could turn into more turnovers, hopefully.
Absolutely.
So that'd be good too. What was it like? I know you probably don't like talking about this very much, but when you find out the new Reach and Shake Up, and you bring in some team we've heard of, I think a time or two, Buford, What's that like when the region just continues to get tougher?
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's things you can control, things you can't control. I mean, we address that right when because everybody, oh man, you got a tough region. Yeah, it's a good region. But this region's been tough for the last few years, and
It
we
has
managed
been,
to play our way through it. We feel, we're a blocked extra point last year.
Yeah.
We feel like getting back in there again. So obviously, we know everybody knows about Buford.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Buford's a good football team. They got a great program. The Deculas, the Laniers, and you throw Shiloh, Central Gwinnett, Winder. I think it's a really good region. But our kids, I'll tell you what's unique about this group. I don't think they respect all those guys.
Yeah.
But they don't fear what's on the jersey.
Yeah.
And I think they say, let's just go play.
Yeah.
Let's go play. I think these kids are very confident. Like I said, the thing they've got going for them, they've played a lot of football. They were part of the team that went to the quarterfinals. They were all just about played on that team. So I think they're just excited. These seniors are ready. They're a great group of leaders.
Yeah.
And we've got some underclassmen that are going to be playing significant roles as well. So we're ready to go. We addressed that early on. Don't care who we play. Let's go play.
Yeah, I love that. Don't care
Right.
about the name on the jersey because a rising tide lifts all boats.
That's
and
exactly
I think
right.
you guys have weathered so many storms over the years in tough regions that you're
Yep.
just ready for that next opponent. But bottom line, what is your sense? I know it's hard to predict anything because there's just so many tangibles and intangibles in there and a little bit of luck.
Yep.
But what kind of sense do you get of how far this team can go this year?
I don't know. I mean, I think I really like this team. Obviously, with not going through spring and the summer being a little bit different, you still have some question marks.
Yeah.
How some of these guys are going to respond once they get out there. But, I mean, our goals are the same. Obviously, we feel like we still put too much time in to only play 10 games.
Yeah.
So we want to be playing in that 11th game of the season.
Yeah.
And but it starts. We know when you look at our region. I know this is like so much coach talk, but you got to Winder Bear was the first one, and that's going to be a huge game for both teams. That's one that both teams feel like they probably need to get early.
Yeah.
So it is. We want to play. We want to play more than 10. We want to find a way to get in there, and then once you get in, you never know. And so.
Yep.
But we're just looking forward to the season starting, and before we even get to the region, we're looking forward to kicking it off against Madison County and getting some football started.
Can't wait for that. September 4th is opening kickoff. Hopefully that stays put. We're excited about it. Coach, thank you so much
Sounds
for your
good. I
time. Looking
appreciate
for
it.
a lot of success this year.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.